I'm Matthias, and this is EOMinem. EOM. Some find it menacing. Some set against it a repelling medicine. But I stand in defense of its elements, its common key tenets. Operational management excellence, yet some excel at managing to brand it as damage. They long to see it vanish or abandoned or lost, like Atlantis. But can this solution span this institution without being brandished like the scandalous hand that is Stannis Baratheon? Because, man, this to me, it's no bandage. It's an advantage that shouldn't leave us disenchanted. We've been granted the chance to understand this. So get ready, don't jet, because more is set, like Atlantis. Let's start off with metrics. And I know that some might hate this, but let's not overcomplicate this. You see, metrics are not the matrix. We need to face this and start off with the basics. Over the long term, the number one metric, it's not ethics, that's just expected. But I suspected that executive is looking at the profitability metric. After all, it's a perspective of how a business knows they're effective. So what goes into that? Well, productivity, throughput, customer sat, quality, service level. Do I need to name them by name? Investment yield, ROI, time to handle a claim. We all influence expenses and costs. You, your direct reports, and your boss. We need attentive attention to retention. Can't lapse on lapse can. We all drive measures, every woman, every man. So we know that at some level there are measurable measures. However, even though we endeavor to forever measure the right lever, we don't always get it right, and that causes displeasure. There's not always the right measures everywhere whatsoever, and metrics have a point where their value is severed. There are some enormous ones before us. Is average handle time right to measure performance? Admittedly, it's not for me to say, but I like to think of examples from my own day-to-day. I signed my son up for soccer. You want to know why? Do you think that I did it for the ROI? How should I measure success? Through the length of a practice? Should I count all his steps to ensure he was active? Should I count all his goals? Should I count his new friends? Should I calculate the angle that his corner kick bends? I suppose that I could, but I'm not sure if I should. Would it really do much good? After all, I really want to know, son, are you happy? Do you sort of even enjoy this sport? Or at least your soccer shorts? Or do you find it a bore? I'll observe, how does he interact with his peers? When his coaches are approaching and coaching, does he open his ears? Does he listen? Is there the acquisition of ambition? Any conviction? Is he driven to competition? You see, I don't need numbers, addition, subtraction, division to know if success has arisen. I only need two things: vision and intuition. Oh, there's one other condition requisite for recognition. I must be present. It's presence, the key essence to test the acceptance of my son's adolescence. Or should I rely on peer feedback to assess my son's success? Well, son, I never made it to a game. I don't know how you play, but I know what 5 of your peers had to say. And we met just last month, son, remember? For an hour. And what I don't know about soccer, that's okay. I can learn through this browser. No, that's not a good gauge. The best way for me to know is engage. I can measure exactly what I spent, $100 to the cent. And when I'm present, I can determine if I'm content with my investment's intent. For $100, it's worth it. For $1,000, probably not. But it's the combination of measures and observational thought that allows me, as his leader, to evaluate what I bought. It's not a feeling alone, and it's not just a number. It's the intersection that allows one to discover. Metrics and engagement together, not just one or the other. Which brings me to leadership engagement. Coaching targets making people lose patience, get flagrant. But I got some thoughts, some statements on this coaching percentage arrangement. 20, 30, 40, 50, 90, 80, 70, 60. may be admittedly gimmicky when focusing on numbers specifically. But don't be cynically so quickly. It's for simplicity. It's not tricky, it's just principally to increase visibility. You see, to be a leader, you need followers. And I won't unwittingly follow anonymity. You must be present, visible, visibility. If you're a leader, but one I can't see, well, you might be a leader, but you can't lead me. Because the best coaches are out on the pitch. The best skippers are up on the bridge. The best gunnies are sleeping with their people in a ditch. Call them highway like Heartbreak Ridge. So what kind of leader you gonna be? Which? Because title and rank don't instill leadership. Leader's not a label or insignia that you can get stitched on your collar, and yeah, they'll salute it because they have to, and that's about it. I've seen leadership in all kinds of climates, from the rank that's the highest to commander, lieutenant, down to corporal and private, and it's something that should get you excited. It's not biased. It's not just something you put on your shoulder. It's about taking ownership. Owner, it's not bestowed as a loner. The term leaders in honor, it shouldn't be a misnomer. So talk about spending quality time with your people. Coaching targets aren't something that's evil, got you curled up in positions that's fetal. Forget the numbers, that's feeble. Just know your people, lead your people, show your people that you need your people so that the concept can address. Setting our leaders up for success by eliminating the distractions that arrest them from being able to express the leadership they possess. Now you might be sitting here thinking, Matthias, that's all fine and well, but there's something you don't understand I must tell. You see, this work that I do myself, it's really like nowhere else. So take this gobbledygook that you sell and go sell it to somebody else, because I'm saying goodbye, not hello, like Adele. Oh, we're quoting Adele, okay, that's fascinating. Because that type of thinking is more like rumor has it, baby. And I can't make you love me, if that's how you feel. But allow me to retort, like I'm Jules Winfield. First things first, I don't mean to scare you. I mean, I know that you work in a knowledge work area, so these feelings that you have, they're natural. But they're irrational. So I'm going to break you off something factual. EOM isn't only applicable to work that's transactional. I'm going to let you down gentle so you don't have to wrestle with something that's stressful. Yes, your work is different, but no, your work's not special. You want some examples? Okay, I got several. Think of knowledge work outside of all this. Most think of law, doctors, or artists. Good suggestions. So let's gain some perspective and learn a lesson from the far end of the knowledge work spectrum. When you go to a doctor for the reason of treatment, he frequently executes his technique in a predefined sequence. Eyes, ears, nose, lungs, stethoscope, mallet on the knee, now wiggle your toes. Okay, get on your clothes. I'm going to draw some blood, I'll let you know how it goes. And he does the same thing to all the Joe Schmoes, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And no, that process doesn't impose. You want another example? Okay, I suppose. How about an artist in an art studio? Busily painting vivid imagery, the epitome of creativity. And on his palette, his colors place differently. But not willy-nilly, no, there's consistency. Colors by like colors allows mixing predictably. Some say it's an art when you can mix so efficiently. You think I'm off? Ask Bob Ross. Standard work is his brilliant proclivity. So let me leave you with this. Disruption is not destruction. Don't be seduced by that seductive assumption. Disruption is a chance for construction. We all always need to be running like Duncan, constantly learning, knowledge consumption. Because the old way is just that, old. And if we didn't adapt, then I guess that my phone would still be the kind that flipped or plugged into my home. And I would have had to sit and written in cursive this script. And CPR would still require my lips. I wouldn't be watching TV on Hulu or Netflix. I'd be watching old school Eric Estrada like Chips. But man, we need to manage it. Nothing's going to stop us now. Jefferson Starship like a mannequin. Changing perceptions like cigarettes. changing our work, our product, changing how we do it. It's just like getting on this mic. This venue's bringing voices together, making connections. So EOM, yeah, it's a phrase we invented, but its tenets are based on sound principles well represented. It's just a tool, an instrument. And yes, hammers can destroy, but hammers can mend when set in the hands of the right women and men. We've got rising expenses and it doesn't make sense. We're the engine that needs to defend, to change, encourage, innovate, and invent. So you may dissent with the sentences in this event, but no matter what stance you contend or path you commence, none of us want our kids asking us where this company went. That's it, I'm spent, it's the end. You've been EOMinem.